So with Arsenal in the market to buy a new number 10 this summer, in this video, I'm going to look at the two main targets, James Maddison and Martin Odegaard, and decide which one may be the better signing for the club. This is over and over and over again. Hello, my name is Richie. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, which features everything to do with Arsenal. As I said, in this video, we're going to be looking at the two number 10 targets that we've been looking at this summer. James Maddison, of course, from Leicester, and Martin Odegaard of Real Madrid, who, of course, was on loan at the club last season. Just before I get into it, I want to make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. If you are new here or if you've been before, you do like what I do, please click the subscribe button. It does help the channel to grow. It is free of charge, and it does keep you up to date with all the new videos that I release. Also, as well, if you do enjoy this video, please give it a like, please share the content around, and if you've got any comments at all to make about these two players, which one you would prefer Arsenal to sign, which one would be the better signing for the club, please let me know and drop your comments in the box below, as I do love to hear from you guys as well. So we'll start with James Maddison, and as that deal seems to be maybe a little bit closer perhaps than the Odegaard one at the moment. Maddison, he was born in Coventry in November 1996, so he is almost 25. He did start his career at his hometown club Coventry in League One, which was back in 2013. He made 42 appearances for Coventry, scored 5 goals before. In 2016, he got a move to Norwich in the Championship. Before he got established there, he did actually go on loan to Aberdeen in the Scottish Premier Division, played 17 games for them, scored 2 goals before coming back to Norwich, establishing himself in the Championship. In the end, in 2 seasons there, he played 53 games for Norwich, scored 16 goals before getting his big move to the Premier League, of course, with Leicester City. That was in 2018. Since then, he's become a regular player for Leicester. He's played 118 games, scored 27 goals, and of course, he did help them to win the FA Cup last season. In terms of England, and he's only actually got 1 cap, and that was back in 2019. He wasn't considered at all for the Euros tournament in the summer. He has had 1 or 2 off-field issues as well. If you remember, he did pull out of an England squad with an illness, and then he was pictured in a casino the next night. And then, of course, last season he was left out of the Leicester squad for the game against West Ham for breaking COVID protocol. So maybe off the pitch there's a few issues there, but there's no doubt he's a very good player. In total so far then in his club career, he's made 231 appearances and he scored 51 goals. So he's got a decent goal scoring record, hasn't he, from midfield. So that's James Maddison. We obviously know a little bit about Martin Odegaard, don't we, as he was on loan for the second half of last season. He was born in Drammen in Norway in December 1998, so he's actually 2 years younger than James Maddison. He started his career at Strømsgodset, that's a Norwegian side, where he played 25 appearances for them, scoring 5 goals before getting a move to Real Madrid in 2015. He's never really established himself in Madrid. He's only actually made 11 appearances for the first team. He did play quite a lot for their second string side, Castilla, but he has been out on loan a few times. First was Heerenveen in Holland. He made 43 appearances for them, scored 4 goals. That was over 2 years. He then went to Vitesse Arnhem, of course, another Dutch team. He played 39 appearances for them, scored 11 goals. Good spell he had there before spending the 2019-2020 season on loan at Real Sociedad, where he made 36 appearances, scored 7 goals, and did help them to win the Copa del Rey. Before, of course, last season, he spent the second half of the season, didn't he, at the Emirates with Arsenal, made 20 appearances for us and scored 2 goals. In terms of international football, then he's actually played 30 times for Norway. That's going back to 2014 when he made his debut, and he scored 1 goal. So he's got a lot more experience at international level, certainly. In total in his career, then he's played 235 club appearances and scored 34 goals. So he's played a similar amount of games to James Maddison, despite being 2 years younger, although of course he hasn't scored as many goals. Off the pitch, his Christian faith has maybe kept him on a more even path than maybe James Maddison. He's not had any issues off the pitch, and certainly character-wise, he does seem to maybe be a better fit. So if it comes down to a choice then between Maddison and Odegaard, I guess it would be quite a tough choice. They're both different types of number 10, and they would both offer us different options. Obviously, Maddison would be the more exciting signing, wouldn't he? He scores more goals, very good from set pieces. And of course, we've seen a lot of him over the last few years playing for Leicester. It would be a big statement from the club as well to buy a player from one of our Premier League rivals. Odegaard's probably a safer bet, isn't he? As I say, we do know a lot about him. Arteta obviously likes him. He does seem to fit maybe our style a little bit more. He maybe fits into a system, whereas James Maddison's a little bit more of a maverick, maybe a bit more of an individual player. And I don't know how that would work with Arteta's strict system. So it's quite difficult, isn't it, to pick if we had to pick one. Also, you've got to look at the price. I mean, James Maddison looks at about £70 million. They don't seem to want our players in exchange either, which you can't blame them for, whereas Odegaard's going to probably be half that price. This is where we have to decide, don't we, which one is going to be the better buy for the club. I think we would all love to see Maddison, wouldn't we, in an Arsenal shirt this season. It would be a really big signing, wouldn't it, to get everybody excited. However, with the price tag, I do feel that's going to be the big stumbling block. Personally, for me, I think I would go for Odegaard just because, one, he's a lot cheaper. Two, he understands Arteta's system. He's played before. He did okay last season. You can see him developing. He is 2 years younger with a similar amount of experience. And of course, he has played a lot more international football and in Europe as well. When you weigh up the price of the two players, I do think that maybe swings it in Odegaard's favour. So for me, it would be Martin Odegaard. But let me know which one you would prefer. So that's a video there on the two number 10s that we may potentially be signing this summer. Of course, we may not end up getting either of them, but I do feel as though we are going to strengthen in the area. I think we need to. We haven't got any real cover for Emile Smith-Rowe, and I think it's important that we do buy one of these two players. I'd be happy with either of them if I'm totally honest, but as I say, maybe Odegaard slightly swings it for me in terms of the deal that we would get and the fact that he would fit a lot more easily into Mikel Arteta's system. But I say, let me know what you think. So that's that there. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoy the content that I do, please consider subscribing to the channel. It is free of charge. It does help to reach a larger audience. And I say, please drop your comments in the box below. Let me know which of these two players you would prefer, or would it be somebody else maybe? Coming up on the channel, and I will be doing some coverage of the Tottenham game on Sunday. Obviously, the women playing as well. I probably won't be doing a watch along because I'm busy on Sunday, but I'll certainly be doing some coverage of that maybe at the start of next week. And then, of course, we've got the Tuesday club before building up to the big kickoff of the Premier League next Friday against Brentford. Big game, isn't it? It's important that we start the season well. We don't seem to have strengthened the squad quite enough yet, but there is still time, so we'll see what happens there. So loads coming up on the channel, so please consider subscribing. Please give this video a like, share the content around. And in the meantime, of course, as we head towards a North London derby this weekend, it is a friendly, but of course we have to win. Come on, Gunners!
What?